Hello ladies and gentlemen, today is 12th of October and in this video we are going to cover most important news of the day. Now before we start, let me clarify that our existing series of quiz will continue as it is. This is something additional to that means it is supplementary to that existing series. It is not to supplant that. Okay, so now we are going to cover most important news from exam perspective. First news is Reliance Mutual Fund renamed as Nippon India Mutual Fund. So recently, Nippon India Mutual Fund became largest foreign-owned asset management company in India, as Japan's largest life insurance company Nippon holds 75% stakes in Reliance Mutual Fund, and that's why it was renamed. So from exam perspective, you just need to remember what is the new name, who was the new investor. Next is RBI gave approval for Kerala Bank. Recently, Reserve Bank of India approved the merger of district cooperative banks to form Kerala Bank. So this Kerala Bank would be formed after the amalgamation of 13 DCB, that is district cooperative banks, along with Kerala State Cooperative Bank, and this will be Kerala Bank. RBI is Reserve Bank of India. Present governor is Mr. Shaktikant Das. Recently, fourth bi-monthly monetary policy statement was released. As per this, repo rate is 5.15%. Reverse repo is 4.90%. The headquarters of RBI is in Mumbai. Previously, it was in Kolkata. Mr. Osborne Smith was the first governor of RBI and Mr. C.D. Deshmukh was the first Indian governor of Reserve Bank of India. Next is 5th International Film Festival of India. So this festival held in Goa, and it was jointly conducted by Ministry of Information and Broadcasting along with DFF, that is Directorate of Film Festivals, and Government of Goa. So if we talk about Information and Broadcasting Ministry, Mr. Prakash Javadekar is the present minister. If we talk about Goa, recently Goa Maritime Conclave held in Goa. It was inaugurated by our National Security Advisor Mr. Ajit Doval. If we talk about NSA, recently US President Mr. Donald Trump appointed Robert O'Brien as new NSA. He will replace John Bolton. Mr. Brijesh Mishra was the first NSA of India. Answer in comment box. Goa is under the jurisdiction of which High Court? Next is Bengaluru-based fintech startup company Shubh Loans received RBI's approval for NBFC license. NBFC stands for Non-Banking Financial Company, and if we talk about Shubh Loans, the headquarters of Shubh Loans is in Bengaluru, and presently Mr. Monish Anand is the CEO of Shubh Loans. He is the founder member. So the Shubh Loans got approval to set up non-banking financial company. Next one is BSE joined hands with FICCI to boost MSME sector. BSE stands for Bombay Stock Exchange. If we talk about FICCI, it was founded by Mr. G.D. Birla and Mr. Purushottam Das Thakur Das. Presently, Mr. Sandeep Somai is the president of FICCI. If we talk about MSME, KVIC is under MSME Ministry. KVIC stands for Khadi and Village Industries Commission, and recently KVIC launched terracotta grinder in Varanasi. It is India's first terracotta grinder. KVIC was also in news as recently it launched leather mission in Sirohi district of Rajasthan. Next is DHRUV, Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program was launched. So the Union MHRD Minister Mr. Ramesh Nishank launched DHRUV, DHRUV, Pradhan Mantri Innovative Learning Program from ISRO. He is Mr. Ramesh Nishank and he is ISRO chairman Mr. K. Sivan. Recently, he was awarded by the Tamil Nadu government with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award. The headquarters of ISRO is in Bengaluru. If we talk about this initiative, so this DHRUV was named after a pole star, Dhruv Tara, and this program will cover two areas, arts and science. Approximately 60 students will be selected from class 9th to 12th, and the target of this program is to create an environment of learning. Next is WHO, that is World Health Organization, launched first world report on vision. So a question could be asked like, which of the following organization released first report on vision? So it was released by World Health Organization. On 10th of October, we celebrated World Sight Day. If we talk about WHO, the headquarters of WHO is in Geneva, and recently on 7th of October, World Cotton Day was celebrated in Geneva. Union Textile Minister Smriti Irani participated in this event. She was also in news as recently in Noida, she launched India's largest charkha made up of plastic waste. So 7th of October was celebrated as World Cotton Day, 8th of October is Air Force Day. Presently, Mr. R.K.S. Bhadoria is the Air Chief Marshal. Next is Mongolia's first petrochemical refinery. So recently, Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas Dharmendra Pradhan participated in this ceremony of inauguration of Mongolia's first petrochemical refinery. This refinery is being built with the help of India, and this project is expected to be completed by 2022, and on completion it will meet approximately 3/4 of Mongolian requirement of oil. If we talk about Mongolia, the capital is Ulaanbaatar. Recently, Mongolia was in news as nomadic elephant is going on in Himachal Pradesh, and it is the joint military exercise between India and Mongolia. Next is Operation Peace Spring. So after the withdrawal of American troops from northeast Syria, the Turkish government announced the start of military operations against Syrian Democratic Forces in northeast Syria. So as you can see in the map, this is Turkey, this is Iraq, this is Syria, and Lebanon and Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea is connected to Atlantic Ocean through Strait of Gibraltar. Now this is the area which Turkey want to control. And recently USA withdrew troops from this area, and that's why Turkey now launched Operation Peace Spring. If we talk about factual information related to Turkey, Mr. Recep Tayyip Erdogan is the president of country. The currency of Turkey is lira. The capital of Turkey is Ankara. If we talk about Syria, Mr. Bashar al-Assad is the president of country, and capital of Syria is Damascus. Next is Indian Navy's first training squadron in Kenya. So as a part of Indian Navy's overseas deployment, 4 indigenously built ships of Indian Navy arrived at Mombasa in Kenya. So this is Indian Navy's first training squadron in Kenya. Indian Navy ships are regularly deployed overseas as a part of Navy's mission of building relationships with other countries. If we talk about Kenya, the capital of Kenya is Nairobi. In fact, the headquarters of UNEP is also in Nairobi. UNEP was formed on 5th of June 1972, and that's why 5th of June is celebrated as World Environment Day. Recently, UNEP was in news as Mr. Ramesh Pandey was selected for UNEP Asia Environmental Enforcement Award. If we talk about geographical location of Kenya, it shares border boundary with Indian Ocean. These 4 countries, Eritrea, Djibouti, Ethiopia, and Somalia, are known as Horn of Africa. Next news is related to National War Memorial. Actually, recently, the name of squadron leader Mr. Ravi Khanna has been added to National War Memorial after it was approved by Indian Air Force. The National War Memorial is at India Gate, and it is dedicated to the defense personnel who laid their lives for the nation. So 3 armed services approve the name of soldiers, and after that approval, they are included into National War Memorial. Next news is related to Gemini. Recently, Government of India launched Gemini. Gemini stands for Gagan Enabled Mariner's Instrument for Navigation and Information. So Government of India launched this Gemini device, and it will provide information related to disaster warning. So a question could be like, Gemini is related to health sector, education sector, disaster warning, or maybe financial sector. So it is related to disaster. This is exclusively designed for fishermen so that it can provide warnings to them in case of any disaster. Next news is related to Asha Bhosle. Recently, she was conferred with an honorary doctorate by University of Salford in Greater Manchester in England. Next is related to World Athletics Championship 2019. This championship held in Doha in Qatar. This championship was organized by IAAF, that is International Association of Athletics Federation, and this is first time that this championship held in Middle East. The name of stadium was Khalifa International Stadium. in which this entire event was organized. And the name of mascot was Faleh. This is the mascot. It is a falcon dressed in the maroon color of Qatari flag. The currency of Qatar is Qatari Riyal. Next is related to cricket. Recently, ICC Women's ODI rankings were released. As per this ranking, Australia is on top position and India is on second position. In T20 rankings, Australia is on top position and India is on fifth position. Next is External Affairs Minister inaugurated tele-education, telemedicine projects for African countries. So recently, External Affairs Minister Mr. S. Jaishankar inaugurated tele-education and telemedicine projects for African countries. On the occasion of 55th anniversary of India's flagship capacity building program, and the name of this program is ITEC, that is Indian Technical and Economic Cooperation. So if we talk about present External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar is present External Affairs Minister. Previous one was Ms. Sushma Swaraj and she passed away recently. Mr. S. Jaishankar was former Foreign Secretary. Present Foreign Secretary is Mr. Vijay Keshav Gokhale. Present Cabinet Secretary is Mr. Rajiv Gaba. Previously he was Home Secretary. Now Mr. Ajay Kumar Bhalla is the Home Secretary. On the other hand, Mr. Rajiv Kumar is Finance Secretary and Mr. Ajay Kumar is Defense Secretary. Previous Defense Secretary was Sanjay Mitra and recently he was in news as Government of India constituted a 3-member committee for the bifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories, and this committee is headed by Mr. Sanjay Mitra. Jammu and Kashmir will be divided into 2 union territories on 31st of October. 31st of October is special as it is the birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Next one is related to the rehabilitation package for POK families. So recently, Union Cabinet approved Rs 5.5 lakh package for POK families who initially settled outside Jammu and Kashmir. Let's understand the entire issue. In 2016, government announced resettlement package for those POK families who had settled in Jammu and Kashmir after partition. So POK families who settled in Jammu and Kashmir after partition, they were given resettlement package in 2016. Now those families which came from POK but settled outside Jammu and Kashmir were not given any resettlement package at that point of time. So these families were left out. Now the government has announced resettlement package for these families. So this was the entire news. Next is Mithali Raj became first woman to complete 20 years in international cricket. So she made her debut against Ireland in 1999 and now she has completed 20 years in international cricket and she became the first woman to have this achievement. If we talk about overall cricket, so Mr. Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar holds the record for having longest one-day international career. After him, Sanat Jayasuriya of Sri Lanka is there and then Javed Miandad of Pakistan is there. And now Mithali Raj is on 4th position in terms of having longest career in international cricket. Next is Suman. Suman stands for Surakshit Matritva Ashwasan. So it is an initiative that was launched by Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan. And as per this initiative, free medicines will be provided to pregnant women. The focus is to bring down the MMR, that is maternal mortality rate, and IMR, that is infant mortality rate. Answer in comment box what is the difference between IMR and MMR. The full form of Suman is Surakshit Matritva Ashwasam. Next news is related to book. So director and author Rensil De Silva was in news because of his book Kohinoor Express. Next one is related to Fortune's 40 under 40 list. Fortune is an American magazine and it prepares a list of 40 personalities who are less than age of 40, and in this list 2 Indian origin personalities are there. One is Mr. Arjun Bansal. He is the Vice President of Intel's Artificial Intelligence Software. On the other hand, she is Miss Ankiti Bose and she is the founder of fashion platform Jilingo. So these were the most important news from exam perspective. If you liked our initiative, please share it. Thank you.